20 years. That is how long I thought I had built something unbreakable with my wife Lauren. Our 20th anniversary was 3 months away, and I was planning something special. We had this beautiful 2-story house in the suburbs of Denver, 2 smart daughters, and what looked like the perfect American dream. Lauren was climbing the corporate ladder as a marketing director. Brooke and Haley were making us proud every single day. I thought I knew everything about them. I was wrong. 3 months ago, I discovered the truth that shattered 2 decades in one night. Everything I believed about my family turned out to be a carefully constructed lie, and the people I trusted most were the ones holding the knife. Before I tell you how my perfect family became my worst nightmare, let me ask you something. Where are you watching this from? Drop your location in the comments below. If you have ever felt betrayed by the people you trusted most, hit that like button right now. And subscribe, because what I did next, they never saw coming. This is not just a story about betrayal. This is about what happens when a man decides he is done being played for a fool. Now let me take you back to where it all started falling apart. My name is Felix, and I am a construction engineer. Nothing fancy, just steady work that pays around $90,000 a year. I have been with the same company for 12 years building commercial properties around Colorado. Lauren always made more than me, pulling in about $130,000 as a marketing director for a tech company downtown. That never bothered me. I was proud of her success. Our daughters were our world. Brooke, 19, was in her 2nd year at the University of Colorado studying business. She had her mother's ambition and my practical thinking. Haley, 17, was finishing up her senior year of high school, smart as a whip, captain of the debate team. Every Sunday I would fire up the grill in our backyard, throw on some burgers and steaks, and we would all sit together. Brooke would talk about her classes, Haley would complain about college applications, and Lauren would share office stories. Those moments felt sacred. Our house was everything we worked for. 2 stories, 4 bedrooms, a small pool out back that the girls loved during summer. The garage held my Ford F-150 and Lauren's black BMW. We had neighbors who waved every morning, a golden retriever named Scout, and those Friday night movie marathons where we would argue about what to watch. From the outside, we looked like the family everyone wanted to be. The first crack appeared on a Friday night 3 months ago. I got home early from a job site in Lakewood. We had wrapped up ahead of schedule, so I was back by 5:30 instead of my usual 7. Lauren usually got home around 6, like clockwork, but that night 6 came and went, then 7, then 8. I called her cell. She picked up on the 4th ring, and her voice sounded rushed. "Hey honey, I am stuck in a really important meeting. It is going to run late." Behind her I heard laughter. Men's voices, casual and relaxed. That did not sound like any meeting I knew. When she finally walked through the door at 10, she was wearing this sleek black dress I had never seen before. Her makeup was done heavier than usual, perfect, like she had just touched it up. And there was this perfume. Not the light floral scent I bought her last birthday. This was different. Expensive. Unfamiliar. I asked about it while she kicked off her heels in the hallway. "Oh, the company gave out samples at the office," she said, not quite meeting my eyes. Then she started talking about this new project and how her CEO, Mr. Marsh, was really pushing the team. "Dylan is so innovative," she said. "He really knows how to motivate people." Something about the way she said his first name made my stomach tighten. But I pushed it down. I trusted my wife. The pattern continued the next week. Late nights became normal. 3 times that week alone, she came home after 9. Always the same excuse. Big project. Important client. Mr. Marsh needs this done. Her phone started buzzing more often too. She would glance at the screen, then step out to the back porch to take the call. When I asked who it was, she would say work stuff. Nothing important. One evening I picked up her phone from the kitchen counter just to check the time. Lauren practically jumped across the room to grab it from my hand. "I have got it," she snapped, then caught herself and smiled. "Sorry, just reflex. Work has me on edge." But it was not just Lauren acting strange. Brooke had been coming home from college almost every weekend, which seemed odd since she usually loved her independence at the dorms. And Haley, my little debate champion, was constantly texting, giggling with her sister in corners of the house. Whenever I walked into a room, they would go quiet. Conversation would shift. One night at dinner, I asked how their mother's new project was going. They exchanged this look, Quick, but I caught it. "It is fine," Dad Brooks said. "Mom is handling it." The way she said it felt rehearsed. That Wednesday night, Lauren texted me she would be working late again. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, my mind spinning through every little detail. The perfume, the late nights, the phone calls, my daughter's nervous glances. I did not want to be that husband, the paranoid one checking up on his wife, but something deep in my gut was screaming that I had to be. I decided right then I was going to find out the truth, whatever it took. The following Friday, I told Lauren I had to drive up to Fort Collins for a job site inspection. It was about an hour and a half north of Denver, and I said I would not be back until late. She barely looked up from her laptop. "Okay, honey. Drive safe." I kissed the top of her head and left. I did not go to Fort Collins. I drove around for an hour, grabbed coffee, then headed back toward downtown Denver. By 7, I was parked in a lot across the street from Lauren's office, building a sleek glass tower that reflected the evening sky. Her floor was the 5th one. I could see lights still on up there. I waited. 8 o'clock came, then 8:15. At 8:30, I saw movement. Lauren walked out of the main entrance, and she was not alone. There was a man beside her, tall, maybe 6 feet, 2 salt and pepper hair, perfectly styled, wearing a charcoal gray suit that probably cost more than my monthly mortgage. He had his hand on the small of her back. They were laughing about something, and Lauren looked up at him with this expression I had not seen her give me in years, bright, genuinely happy. They walked to a black Mercedes parked in the executive spots. The license plate read CEO. My heart stopped. This was Dylan Marsh. I watched as he opened the passenger door for her, and she slid in like it was the most natural thing in the world. My hands gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles went white. When they pulled out of the lot, I followed. They drove downtown, weaving through evening traffic, until they pulled up to the Ritz-Carlton, one of the nicest hotels in Denver. I parked half a block away and watched them walk into the lobby. His arm was around her waist now. She leaned into him. I felt like I was going to throw up, but I forced myself to move. I got out of my truck and walked into that hotel lobby. The front desk clerk was a young guy, probably mid-20s. I walked up trying to look casual. "Hey, I am supposed to meet my colleague, Mr. Marsh." "Dylan Marsh. Can you tell me what room he is in?" The clerk glanced at his computer. "Mr. Marsh is in suite 1507, sir." I nodded, mumbled thanks, and walked to the bar in the lobby. I ordered a whiskey. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the glass. I sat there for over an hour staring at my phone. At 8:45, a text came through from Lauren. "Meeting is finally done, honey. Heading home now." I read it 3 times. Meeting. She called it a meeting. I wanted to storm up to that suite right then, kick down the door and confront them both. But I needed proof. Real, undeniable proof. So I paid for my drink and drove home. Lauren got home at 11. Her hair was slightly messed up like someone had run their fingers through it. "God, I am exhausted," she said, dropping her purse on the counter. "That meeting just drained me." I asked who was in the meeting. She did not miss a beat. The whole marketing team and Mr. Marsh. He really wanted to nail down the strategy for next quarter. I nodded. I hugged her. And while I held her, I smelled cologne on her neck. Men's cologne. Expensive. Not mine. I did not sleep that night. I lay next to my wife, the woman I had loved for 20 years, and felt like I was sleeping next to a stranger. Every time she shifted, I wondered if she was dreaming about him. By morning, I knew what I had to do. Saturday morning, I came downstairs to find Brooke and Haley at the kitchen table, whispering over bowls of cereal. When I walked in, they went silent. I poured myself coffee and asked, "Do you girls know what your mother has been up to lately?" Brooke looked at me, then at her sister. "She is just working, Dad." "Why are you asking?" But her eyes would not meet mine. I turned to Haley, and that is when I saw it. Her phone was face up on the table, and the screen lit up with a notification. It was from Mom. The preview read, "Remember what I told you, girls." Not a word to Dad. Time froze. I reached for the phone. Haley snatched it away so fast she nearly knocked over her juice. "Dad, what are you doing? What are you hiding from me?" My voice came out harder than I intended. Brooke stood up defensive. "Dad, do not go through her phone. Everyone deserves privacy." Privacy. The word hit me like a slap. I looked at both my daughters. These girls I had raised, loved, protected since they were born. And they were lying to my face. "How long have you known?" I asked. Silence. Heavy, suffocating silence. "How long have you known your mother is cheating on me?" My voice cracked. Haley started crying. Fat tears rolled down her cheeks. "Daddy, please, do not make this harder on Mom." Brooke put a hand on her sister's shoulder. "Dad, you do not understand. Mom is happy now. She was not happy before. You just did not see it." I felt like the floor had opened up beneath me. "When did you find out?" Brooke exhaled slowly. 2 months ago, Mom told us. She said she finally found someone who gets her, who makes her feel alive again. She asked us not to say anything because she did not want to hurt you until she figured things out. 2 months. For 2 months, my daughters had been looking me in the eye every single day, eating meals at my table, letting me believe everything was fine. And all the while they were helping their mother destroy our family. "Get out," I said quietly. Both girls stared at me. Dad, Brooke started. "Get out of my sight right now." They left. I heard Haley sobbing as they went upstairs. I stood in that kitchen surrounded by the life I thought I had built and realized it was all a lie. My wife, my daughters, everything. But here is the thing about hitting rock bottom. Once you are down there, you have got nothing left to lose. And I was about to make sure they understood exactly what they had done. I did not say a word to Lauren that day. I acted like everything was normal. But Monday morning I called Travis. Travis Chen had been my best friend since college. We played football together, stood up at each other's weddings, and now he practiced family law in Denver. When I told him everything, he listened in silence. Then he said, "Felix, I am so sorry, man, but if you are serious about this, we need to do it right. You need evidence before you confront anyone." By that afternoon, I had hired a private investigator named Rick Donovan. Rick was ex-military 50s, no nonsense. Over the next 2 weeks, Rick followed Lauren everywhere. He got photos of her meeting Dylan at restaurants, videos of them checking into hotels. He documented 4 separate occasions where they met 3 times at different hotels, once at what turned out to be Dylan's private condo in Lodo. The photos were explicit enough. Her hand in his, kissing in parking garages, walking into hotel rooms, and not coming out for hours. But I went further. Lauren and I shared a phone plan. Legally, I had the right to monitor it. I installed tracking software that backed up her texts and emails to a cloud account I controlled. What I found made me sick. Messages between her and Dylan going back 5 months. "I cannot stop thinking about you. Last night was incredible. I wish I could wake up next to you every morning." And pictures I will never be able to unsee. My wife, the mother of my children, sending intimate photos to another man. Then I found something else. Dylan was married. His wife's name was Patricia. They had 2 young kids, 8 and 10 years old. And Dylan was not just any executive. He was the CEO of a publicly traded tech company. That meant he had a board of directors, shareholders, and a very strict code of conduct regarding workplace relationships. Having an affair with a subordinate was not just unethical, it was a fireable offense. I spent 3 days putting together a file, photos, text messages, emails,